Started disassembling my LiPo box. All the batteries are out. The inverter's still on. This is what I had in it. These are 5200s each. And my large homemade LiPo bricks. Today's the start of a new LiPo battery box. Out with the old. I got my soldering iron heating up. Empty, nothing in here except for some wires. I might reuse those. I'm planning to repurpose this Go Power 300 watt inverter just because I'm putting more batteries in this one, which is much bigger versus that one. And I want a bigger inverter on here to run more, and I'm going to repurpose that for something else. But so what do I got for my LiPo box? I got a lot of stuff. These are the original, these are the blue bricks I took apart and made my own LiPo packs. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7S, 7P 3S pack here, and this is a 4P 3S pack. And then I run the balance leads together for balancing. This has done absolutely amazing. These were actually really good buys. I was very happy with them. None of the cells have swollen in the past, I don't know what it's been, around a year. I haven't swollen at all. I got 6 of these. These are 5200 packs. One I was checking a discharge and then charged again inside the house because I wanted to check it for capacity because it was a little bit swollen. These ones are all good. It was just a tiny bit puffy. You could feel the sponginess. So I was checking it for capacity and it seems fine. So I'm going to use it. So these are 5200s each. These are 5200s each. And look, these look way bigger, but if you look height wise, these ones are more square and thick. So I got 20 amp hours, and then I got 30 amp hours worth of these. And then this pack here, I believe, was high 30 amp hours, and this was like, I don't know, 15 or 20. It was quite a bit less. So I got quite a bit of power here. I got to throw together. So just between these and these, I get 50 amp hours. So let's be generous, say 85 amp hours. We're looking at about 100 amp hours worth of LiPos going into this battery box. And I should be able to pull some serious current. I got a few different ways I'm going to play with for balancing this pack. I'm going to try some BMS systems. Like here's one. Put your balance leads there. You charge right through there, and you pull through there. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. I got quite a few of those. I got 2, so I might set these into, like, I might put a BMS on this pack, a BMS on this pack, and a BMS on this pack, and then put all the positive and negatives together. Here's another 2 BMS boards in here, and then I have what's up meter. One's going to be for the output. One's going to be for the input for like solar or charging or whatever, just to keep track of all the power, where it's going. Worst case scenario, I can use this little smart balancer for the entire pack. It's very slow. It's like 200 milliamps balancing, but it does balance the pack quite nice. It'll take a long time, but it will eventually balance it. And I'm going to put this inverter on the side, 1000 watt pure sine wave. Probably right on the side there. And so I'm going to go from a 300 watt that surges at about 650, 700 watts to a 1000 watt continuous, and it surges about 1200. Eventually I got to do something with this pack. I got 2 of them. I could easily make a nice big battery pack, but we'll see. Right now I like the LiPos because they're so light and so powerful for what you get. So let's get to it. Now I got all the packs of cells that I want to balance with the BMS individually. So this is going to be one pack that's balanced. This is going to be another pack that is balanced. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. I think I'll have this one individually balanced as well, and then this pack. So we'll see. I might actually put this and this together and then balance it. Oh, we'll see how it goes. That's what I got so far. Got all the positives soldered together, all the negatives soldered together. Same on this side. And then I just got to put some balance leads or some BMSs on it. Just give you a little shot of my setup. Got my Mr. Heater Buddy keeping my legs warm. I got half the pack assembled. Just working on the balance leads. The power jack's fan's just turned on. And we're pumping out 566. This is not a very good time of year for making power, at least for me here. This power jack's made 966 kilowatts so far. What do I have plugged in here? I got a camera plugged in, running off the power jack, same plug. This light as well. I shut this light off. There's one thing. Let's see here. How many watts are we putting out? It didn't really affect it, so. It's 966 is the amount of kilowatts put into the grid so far with this thing. One thing that has failed is this counter. Doesn't work anymore. It's stuck there. It pretty much, oh well, it's working today. It almost never works. Just decided to work today though. That's cool. But anyways, it's warm, not hot, warm. Nice hand warmer actually. And the power jack is doing great. So if you can get one and check out all the MOSFETs and diodes and make sure they're all clamped and they're good. I haven't had any problems, and I have 1450 watts or 1480 watts hooked up to this. They are facing different directions, so you'll never get that at the same time. I have it like that so I get power longer, and it's really, it seems to be a good inverter. This is about the year mark for me. I've had it for a year, and it's almost produced 1 gigawatt of power, which is pretty good for a little solar system. And yeah, I mounted this on the wall. I can use it whenever I want. This is just for garage use. This is for like everything use. And just a quick update of my solar system. The tracers are still working well. I put a couple fans on top that I just plug in the middle of summer because I had 55 amps running through this one or this one, I can't remember. One was 45 amps, one was 55 amps. So the units were getting warm, so I just put some fans on it, cool them right down. They're just tiny little computer fans with some tape, nothing special. But the system works great. Hadn't had any problems, and I'm going to continue with my LIPO box here. I'm working on the balance leads. I'm going to have one male, one female coming at each end. These are 6S connectors. I decided that I'm just buying all 6S connectors from now on because I can use it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 6S batteries. You can plug a 3S into a 6S. You just kind of got to fiddle it in there, but it fits pretty good. And then you don't have to worry about having 3S connectors and 4S connectors and 2S connectors. These work for everything, almost. It's quite nice. And so this is all the balance leads are hooked up. Got a 10 gauge coming from the positive and negative. And then I got to do the same thing to this one and this one. And I got to drop it in with the rest of these LIPOs in this pack. And I got to hook everything up, and then work on hooking these meters up, the BMS up, and that's pretty much it. Well, I'll keep updating you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks a lot. Wow, the batteries are getting fewer up here and a little bit fuller in here. I get the light here. So that's what I got so far. I got a little bit more room there for something, and then I got to start putting on top. But I got to be careful where I put it on top because I don't want it to disconnect or damage any other cells. And that's where this one's going to have to come in. I might put this one underneath those. We'll see. Not exactly sure yet, but still wiring the balance circuitry part, and I still have to put all my negatives and positives together on the main output side. Oh, getting down to nitty gritty. Balance leads are all done. Got about 100 amp hours of LIPO, maybe a bit more. Got these are going to different packs. All three of these to the main different packs. This one's double the size because I have twice as many amp hours worth of LIPOs running through this one. Got my negative and my positive going to my pure sine wave inverter. Yes, it's upside down. It sucks. Kind of had to mount it this way because I wanted it on this side. But anyways, maybe I'll try and peel that off and stick it on the other way. It comes off pretty easy. Yeah, just giving you a little update before I go ahead and finish this. See, I still have a mess of wires, but now I have room to organize them afterwards. I'm going to zip tie them together and whatnot. And still don't have the BMS hooked up yet, but I'm going to get that hooked up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish tonight because I got to go out soon, but I'm going to give it a good try. Okay, well, I lost a video somehow. Maybe I didn't click record when I thought I did, but after I made this right away, I tested it on a couple power tools, and it worked great. And I just hooked it up to the computer and realized that the video wasn't there. So I'll put this in there instead in replacement of that video. I've been running this for about 4.5 to 5 hours. I had laptop, the screen on the whole time, and I had that 200 watt heater hooked up for about 2.5 hours, and I'm still sitting at 11.1 volts. Now the problem with this inverter, I have not modified it yet. When that hits a little under 11 volts, it's going to start beeping at me, and there's a baby sleeping upstairs, and that's not acceptable. I have to take that off, take it apart, and kill the beeper, because with LIPO batteries, the beepers are no good. Now let's see what's inside. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not, but everything's hooked up nicely. I decided to go with one BMS board for the entire battery, mostly because I noticed that all these batteries almost never, even without a BMS board, go out of balance. So I'm just gonna use one, save the rest for replacements, and everything's working quite nicely. Very happy with it. One thing though, I don't know if this is an older model or a newer model, this pure sine wave eliminator inverter, but the fans, this one is load controlled, which I don't like. Most of them, I've had, let's see, this is my third one. I've had 2 of these, and both of the other ones were not load controlled, thermal controlled only. I could pull about 700 watts out of this on one of my other units, and the fans would not turn on until it got warm. Then they turned on. This one, the second you pull more than 60 watts, it turns on, and it's loud and annoying, and I don't like it. But this will work better with power tools, because the second you pull current, fans turn on. That's one upside, but one downside is for camping, this sucks because it's loud. So I might take the one for my Jeep, which is thermal controlled, put it on here, and take this one and put it in my Jeep, and then I'll be happy again. I'm not sure if this is an old one or a new one. Like I said, I've got 2 that are thermal controlled and 2 that and this one that's load controlled. So they switched at some point. So hopefully the new ones are load controlled, and the old ones, hopefully this is an old one. I bought this used off Kijiji. I have no idea how old this is, but I'm hoping that one's an old one and all the new ones are load controlled. Just because they're small fans, they're blowing like crazy and they're super loud. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button. So after charging for a little bit, I found out I had it set to right now I got it set to 10 amps. I had it set to 15 amps. And this whole board was really hot. It still is hot. I'm hoping it's actually starting to cool down. I can put my fingers on it for a while, but that's about it. It's pretty hot. I don't know how well. Maybe I killed this one already. We'll find out. But I'm going to check my cells, each voltage, make sure it's okay before it tops right off. But I need a better balance board. This is not made for this amount of capacity, so we'll have to see. I got a 50 amp module coming in the mail. This is a 20 amp module, so I have a 50, so that's 2.5 times this capacity, but we'll see. The balance leads seem to be okay. It just seems to be all these resistors on the board. There's 5 resistors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe this is set up to be up to a 5 cell balancer. I only have it for 3 cells, so I'm not sure exactly, but all 5 of these resistors are quite hot, including this input wire. Actually, the wire's not too bad. The solder joint is a little tiny bit hot. It's mostly these resistors. So let's see how this works. Yeah, we'll give you guys an update in another video, but I think this is it for tonight. Have a good night, guys.